This year really started off on a sad note for you and your family. Your beloved father-in-law, he passed away unexpectedly. So I know this has been tough for you too.
Yeah, sadly, January 1st, my father-in-law passed, Joe Rhodes, and he was an extraordinary man. He had very advanced Parkinson's,
Hmm.
but he also, the day before he passed, he went in to get a biopsy for a tumor on his lung.
Mm.
And we've since found out that that would have been very aggressive lung cancer.
Hmm.
But sadly, what ended up resulting in his death was a tragic accident. He fell in his garage and was found by the neighbors, and it was just a horrible way to think. A man who, was pretty much isolated because of the coronavirus. Had
Sure.
no, we couldn't visit him, we couldn't see him for the last year or so, and died alone.
I got to tell you, that is one of the sadnesses of this pandemic that will never, ever leave my mind and heart to think how many people, our fellow Americans, loved ones, have left us alone and us not being able to be with them. It just it makes you shudder every single time. In fact, you wrote on your Instagram post about him, you said, he taught us so much about love, character, and devotion. What kind of man was Joe Sr.? What did he mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, he was a brilliant man, a self-made man. He was very, independent up until his last day. He was driving up until, the last couple of days before he passed. But what he truly was most inspiring, I think, is the devotion and the love and the care of his wife, Kay,
Mm.
who they were married for 52 years. But she
Wow.
was diagnosed in her early 50s with early onset Alzheimer's. And for 10 years, with her, as her disease was progressing and as she quickly lost her ability to speak and to really function, he was her primary caregiver. He stayed home
Wow.
with her. He quit his job. He focused solely on taking care of her. And that's the hardest job there
Mm.
is, to
Mm.
see
Mm.
your loved one, your wife, just become something that, is almost seems, like not even human anymore, because
Sure.
she couldn't talk, she couldn't
Sure.
hold herself up even. It was terrible.
Well, Natalie,
Wow.
I dealt with a similar issue with my mother, and I know how tragic this person that was so vivacious and alive and with it, engaging, and then slowly checks out. But Natalie, I understand with your mother-in-law, one of the first signs that she was progressing involved your wedding ring. So can you tell us about that particular story?
Yes, that was the real telltale sign for us. She had been having a couple of anxiety issues and panic attacks. So we thought, okay, maybe there's something going on there. But we were getting married in Colorado, and we sent our wedding bands to Colorado for the ceremony. And one of the signs or symptoms of Alzheimer's is, you become a little bit paranoid and afraid, and you start to stockpile things and hide things. My mother-in-law did all of these things. So she received the wedding bands and she hid them so well, she then forgot where she hid them.
Wow.
And for years, we just assumed they were gone, or we thought she threw them out. She didn't, we didn't know until after she passed years later. My father-in-law was cleaning out her drawers and found them buried deep in her sock drawer. But for us,
Wow.
that was our first sign. During our wedding ceremony, we realized there's a little something going on there. We need to explore this some more. And then surely, within a year or so, she was diagnosed.